Welcome back, folks. We are honored to be joined once again by our good friend, Jack Fanous, who is CEO and co-founder of a great organization called GIGO Fund. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you again, Steve. How you been?
I'm doing all right. Listen, I want to make sure people know we're taping late in October 2020. The GIGO Fund gone through a lot of changes, evolution, innovation, particularly around COVID. Tell everyone what the fund is, and then we'll talk about the evolution.
For sure. So the GIGO Fund is an organization that I founded alongside with my brother, James Fanous, and one of our good friends, Alex Manus, and his brothers, almost 16 years ago now, after one of our best friends was killed in Iraq. His name was Lieutenant Seth DeVorn. And the organization, when we started it, we were all civilians, 5 of us. I was 25 at the time. I was the oldest of the bunch. We didn't really know what it meant to help veterans, so we kind of dove in and just responded to whatever needs they had. During that time, it was during the last financial crisis our country faced, the foreclosure crisis. So a lot of people were coming to us with foreclosures and evictions and unemployment, and we really just dove in and just tried to help whatever issue came up. And ultimately that formed the organization that we have today, which is a one-stop organization in which we're able to help veterans with whatever needs they have, whether it be a mental health concern, a housing concern, employment, or even entrepreneurship, which is what we consider our specialty.
You know, we met back in 2013. This is part of a series called 25 for 25. Our friends and colleagues at the Russ Berrie Foundation have an annual Making a Difference Award. And in 2013, you and the folks at the GIGO Fund won that award for making a difference, or one of the awards for Russ Berrie Award for making a difference. What did that and what does that award mean to you, and what impact has it had on the organization moving forward?
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Stephen. And I love the Russ Berrie Award, and the folks over there at Russ Berrie are fantastic, and at Ramapo, they do just such an incredible job. And I'm glad that you framed it correctly, because in the past it's always been, Jack, you won this award, but you said it correctly. Jack and GIGO Fund, you guys won this award. And it was very, very important to us, because ultimately it validated a lot of the work that we had been doing for years. We were a young organization at the time. That was a long time ago. That was almost 10 years ago now that you think about it. And it validated a lot of the work that we were doing as a young group and a young organization, but it really fueled the next phase of what the GIGO Fund became. At the time, we were an organization that focused solely on job fairs and housing fairs and health fairs, and really connecting veterans with resources the old-fashioned way. But it really helped propel us into what we consider the modern phase of veteran services, really bringing in ingenuity, innovation, and modernity really to the veteran space, bringing things online, digitizing the job search process, job training. We've built a wonderful platform called JobPath. We were able to
say it again. What's it called?
JobPath. It's a portal that helps veterans find jobs, translate their military experience, but it does it all digitally. A long time ago, it used to be you had to walk into an office and get those services. We digitized it, not because of COVID, but because it was the right modern thing to do. But the reality is that during COVID, it's really the only way you can get these types of services. So really bringing innovation, bringing a lot of modern services. Our incubator, which is award-winning, in the Gateway Center, which I know you're very familiar with, Steve, is a modern incubator. It's not focused just on, the old form of an incubator is somebody gives you free office space, and that's pretty much it. We have office space for sure, but we know that that's not the value of starting a business, is not really finding office space. You can go get a Regis if you really needed to. But the reality is we provide ancillary services, digital services. We'll build a startup business, a website. We'll provide them an accountant. We'll connect them with a lawyer who needs, and pay for that lawyer for legal services and filing forms. So really bringing the modern phase of veteran services away from connecting to resources to actually bringing out outcomes is something that we focus on, and we couldn't have done it without the Russ Berrie Award. It gave us so much confidence. It gave us an infusion of capital. It really just did so much for the organization.
And the other thing is we got to meet each other, and you've been with us so many times since then. And one of the things about the Russ Berrie Awards that always strikes me, other than the event that I've been honored to host for all these years, is that I meet terrific leaders of nonprofits like yourself, get to know those nonprofits. But then the universe of leaders in the not-for-profit world, the universe of people making a huge difference for us, to bring them on the air, to tell their story, to share the work they're doing, to talk about the people they're serving, to put up the website, as we'll be doing right now, of the GIGO Fund, so that people can access who you are, what you do, and ultimately what it can do for them. I'll say this the right way, the connectivity, the relationships, huge.
There's really no doubt about it, and really the network that's been there from the Russ Berrie community, and then meeting you and working with you over these years, and being on the show for so many times, and getting the message out about what the organization does. I mean, we did a crazy event 2 years ago called the Navy SEAL Swim, where a group of Navy SEALs started by Bill Brown. I'm not sure if you know Bill Brown, but you should. If you don't, you should know him. Bill Brown came to us and said, "Hey, I want to swim across the Hudson River to raise money for your organization, because I believe in you guys. I've known you guys for years." And he came up with this concept. I never thought it would happen. I never thought he'd get it approved, but he did, and he swam across the Hudson River with 30 Navy SEALs 2 years ago. This year during COVID, we tried to do it again. It was almost impossible. Literally, the forces that be almost shut it down, but they couldn't stop 60 Navy SEALs. This year we doubled it, and we're able to grow the organization. And it's only because people like you and your viewers are seeing what we do, are understanding the work that we do, and want to support it. And honestly, that Navy SEAL swim is an event that I don't want to gloss over. It's an incredible event. 60 Navy SEALs, they swim across the Hudson River from Jersey City at Liberty State Park and end at Ground Zero with a flag run. They stop at the Statue of Liberty to honor and celebrate our nation's freedoms. They stop at Ellis Island to honor and celebrate our nation's diversity. And then, of course, run to Ground Zero to celebrate all those and honor all of those who died on 9/11 and since then. And it's an incredible event. It's an incredibly powerful and moving event. And it's an honor for us to have 60 Navy SEALs, and hopefully next year it'll be 100 and more, participate in this event. It's a moving event, and it's because of viewers of yours that make it successful. We're able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars during that event, raise awareness. And then next year will be our 20-year anniversary of 9/11, and it'll be a very impactful and moving event to have these Navy SEALs, who we all know did what they had to do to end up on Ground Zero on that anniversary.
We've got about a minute left, Jack. COVID and the GIGO Fund biggest impact.
So it's really affected a lot of our fundraising programs. As you know, a lot of our fundraisers are focused on school teachers.
We have to raise money.
Exactly. So there's no in-person events. We used to rely heavily on school teachers, and a lot of schools are out of session. So we've had to pivot, and thankfully we've had a lot of support come towards our incubator, a lot of grants that maybe we never would have had before. Organizations stepped up, past funders, Prudential, Panasonic, Kessler Foundation, all stepped up. They knew that there was going to be a problem. Great organizations. They all stepped up, all were a part of it, PSE&G, and really helped fill the gap. And it's been a ride, but thankfully we're coming out on the other end, and we'll be there serving veterans for another 15, 20 years, God willing. And it's because of support from your show, from the award. It's just absolutely incredible. The Russ Berrie Award and all the folks over there. Without all of this community around us, the GIGO Fund doesn't exist.
Hey, Jack, keep doing what you're doing. The Russ Berrie folks, the Berrie Foundation, they did the right thing in selecting your organization, honoring you, supporting you, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with you in the work you're doing every day. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the Russell Berrie Foundation, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, Delta Dental of New Jersey, TD Bank, the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, the Northward Center, Johnson & Johnson, and by the Adler Aphasia Center. Promotional support provided by Meadowlands Chamber and by ROINJ.
Are you looking to be a part of a dynamic, forward-thinking business service organization? At the Meadowlands Chamber, every day we connect, collaborate, and innovate, helping to drive business and economic growth in the greater Meadowlands and New Jersey. I invite you to visit our Meadowlands Chamber headquarters, an open office facility with access to resources for our members' businesses and networking needs. Together we will build the Chamber of the future and the next generation of leaders.